Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Man, I just got finished my live stream. You don't know the energy that I get from you guys doing this live streams. Um, it's great to be able to do videos and things, but to be able to interact in real time, to see those comments, to know you're watching, I'm talking, and you're talking back and forth to me, it's a great feeling. And I never thought that YouTube would be so much fun as it is now. In fact, whoa, I never thought I would be doing YouTube and actually being able to communicate with people the way that we have and reaching people. Um, there's Texas Roundup, Texas Sports Roundup, who, when I was out cooking, I think I think it was for the Thursday night game. No, not Thursday night game. On the Lions game, I think it was. Or was it? When was? Now I can't remember which game it was. It wasn't. It must have been Sunday's game. It must have been the Lions game. Um, we found out about Sports Roundup has heart issues and doesn't have long to live, and said his dream is to go to a Cowboys game. Um, we started GoFundMe, and I just got it going tonight, and we're looking at trying to get him to a game. I'm talking to my buddy at Cowboys Experience um, to help out with that as well, and we had already raised, I think, $250 on it, which is fantastic. So thank everybody who's already been able to donate and help out, and if you can help out, the world is such a bad place sometimes. Everybody is always into me, 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 me. But what I've always tried to do with this channel is to try and do what I can to help others. Sometimes I get myself in trouble because I'm trying to do too many things and there's just not enough time to get everything together. And I get forgetful and stuff too. I'm not very well organized, so I make mistakes all the time. But we as a society really need to look out for each other. That's what it's really all about. And for me, if there's a way I can help somebody else make their life better, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do everything I can. And that's just the way I was brought up. So, sitting here watching Minnesota and Seattle, with my side eye while I'm doing my live stream. Wind's kind of blowing the flame around here and it's getting kind of close. Feels nice and warm, but I don't want to catch on fire here. Um, as I watch these two teams, how crazy it is that we have the possibility of making the playoffs and playing one of these two teams that are fighting for their division lead. Okay? More than likely, the loser of this game is going to probably end up being a wild card. San Francisco is playing lights out. San Francisco, I didn't believe in them, but you got to start believing in those guys. I think Minnesota, if they win here, I think they got a chance against Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers, but he's not the same Aaron Rodgers. He's slowing down too, much like Tom Brady. So Seattle has a lot more to fight for in this one than I think Minnesota. But basically, I think the loser of this game may end up being the one that we end up facing if we make the playoffs. And that's crazy because we're 6-6. You look at the Bears are 6-6. You look at the Rams who got a win against Arizona. Are they 7-5? I don't know. But the fact that our team is going to be lucky enough that 8-8 or 9-7 will get them in the playoffs. And this is kind of like hitting the lottery. It doesn't matter how you get there. Because the Carolina Panthers made the playoffs at 7-8-1. Let me say it again. 7-8-1. Had a home playoff game. And I believe they beat the Cardinals in the first round of the playoffs. They went on to Seattle. And this is when Seattle was really good. I think Seattle ended up tearing that ass on their way to winning the Super Bowl. But it goes to show you that that division was terrible. That may have been the worst division ever in football. 7-8-1 won it. And yet that team won a playoff game. The funny thing is the Dallas Cowboys have the tools. What's been killing them, to me, has been just a couple of things that should be correctable. We don't get takeaways. We haven't had a turnover, 4 games? You got to get the ball. We have the worst starting field position in the NFL. Yet, our offense per drive is 4th in the NFL in scoring. We got to go 10, 12, 15 yards further than other teams to score because they get good field position. And more than anything else, as I watch Minnesota and Seattle, you know what I see there? I see guys that are excited, that look pumped up, that are out there making plays, and they're out there excited about it. I see coaches out there with that smug look on their face. Excited, pumping people up. It doesn't seem like there's any fire with the Dallas Cowboys. It doesn't feel like there's any passion out there with the Dallas Cowboys. Maybe all of the pressure and all the talking has finally gotten these people to feel like we're at a funeral because, here it is. We got our quarterback. We don't believe in paying him. We got a lame duck coach that, has been going into a season without a contract, and we've been talking about him being fired all season. We don't know who's going to be coming in. We don't know who's coming back. That maybe that all of the stress that has been created is maybe just worn on these guys, that they just look at this and say, I just want to get this season over and get to the off season. I don't know, but for whatever it is, it feels like you are going to a funeral when you watch the Dallas Cowboys. And that's got to change. Because, brother, NFL, not for long. You don't have very many years. We talked about Marion Barber. Marion Barber, he got that contract extension, 7 years, $45 million, $16 million guaranteed with the Cowboys. 2 years later, he was gone. Played one more year with the Bears. Very short-lived career. You only have so many hits in your body. You only have so many plays. And you're always one play away from being retired. You can't look at this and say, oh, we'll do it next year, or I got time. Because as I'm learning, as each one of these days keep going by just like that, time's running out. Texas Roundup is only 28 years old. He's got 4 weeks, 6 weeks maybe to live. You cannot waste your time. You have the tools. You have guys that can make plays. You can't tell me that you can't win with Amari Cooper and Randall Cobb and Michael Gallup, okay? You can't tell me you can't win with Dak Prescott, who's throwing more yards than anybody else in the NFL. You can't tell me you can't win with pass rushers like Michael Bennett, with DeMarcus Lawrence, with Robert Quinn. You can't tell me that you cannot beat anybody if you play the right way and stop wasting your time. It's not freaking rocket science. Opportunities are few and far between, and you better take this one while you got it. You better feel lucky that you were able to go ahead and stumble like you did, and that you had a golden opportunity that may not be there. Dan Marino thought, oh, I'm in the Super Bowl at a young age. I'll be back. We lost this one to the Redskins, but that's okay. I got plenty of time. Yeah. Keep thinking that way. Well, it's time for me to carry my behind to bed so I can get to work tomorrow. Thank you guys, as always, for being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. See you guys first thing in the morning. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Time is on my side. Yes, it is.